Welcome to my free local and fun monthly email newsletter. I'm Jen Shenk, Central Mass real estate broker and general resource. I'm actually over in the corner here because that's the clean side of my office that you can see. The other side's a little bit messy. I unstaged a couple houses and there's a lot of stuff over there. So this month, what do I have? Let's see. When I was thinking about when I first started writing this newsletter, I wasn't sure. I don't know that I really had a plan for it. I just like to write. I like to connect with people. I like to help people. And I really don't know that I did it with a purpose. But what's interesting is that 3 years later, I now have people telling me they look forward to it. They send it to their family members. People sometimes just reply to the newsletter and just tell me what stories they specifically liked. They recommend stories that I might want to consider writing about. It's really cool. A few months ago, I decided to write a letter to my recommended professionals. Now, my recommended professionals page on my website is my most frequently visited page on the website every single month, which makes sense because it's the same story every single month, where a story about flower arranging, which that's on this month's newsletter, you'll see a beautiful flower arrangement. That's a different story. But the recommended professionals page is something I take very, very seriously. I'll have a story next month for a few about that page where I had to remove a few recommended professionals in the past month for various reasons. But I take the list very seriously because my readers take it seriously. In fact, I sometimes even have people who didn't choose to work with me. I can't work with everybody. Not everybody can work with me. I get people who love that recommended professionals page, even though they decided to hire someone else. But no harm, no foul. I still recommend resources for you. So anyway, I decided to write a letter to every single one of my recommended professionals and basically let them know they're on my page. Some of them don't even know that. And I asked for feedback about, what would be helpful to you? What other things can you think of? One of the things that one person said, which I thought was interesting, was because my page, my recommended professionals page, is specifically for house trades, like house-related trades, and that I should do something else for other local businesses that aren't house-related. So I took that to heart, and I decided to create a monthly story series that is local business profile. So if you read last month's newsletter, you would have seen that I highlighted Kelly's Flowerbrook Farm and Freedom Provider Personal Transport Service. So I just love working with people to, be collaborative basically and help them promote their business. So at the top of this month's newsletter, you will see this beautiful flower arrangement. For my mother's birthday, I got her and I a spot at Kelly's Flowerbrook Farm. She had a flower arranging class that we went to last night, and it's kind of you can't go too far wrong, which is really good because from any kind of art, I'm not so great at. But my flower arrangement came out beautiful, and it was just a really nice evening. So that's one thing I got out of that mailing to my my recommended professionals. And what was the other one? Oh, somebody else gave me an idea to pick a category every month and write about the category and then highlight the recommended professionals that way. And what that accomplishes, which I really like, is in order to find my recommended professionals page, you need to go on my website, which is jenshenk.com, jenshenk.com, and you go to the resources tab. So once you're at the resources tab, then you can search, fence or window cleaner, or if you know that you're looking for amethyst cleaner, but you don't know their phone number, you can search amethyst. But if I put it in as a story, then you could find these resources anytime on the newsletter. So anyway, you'll understand when you read it. But basically this month I wrote, I just highlighted my fences category because we had an incident with our fence, our invisible fence. And the incident was that Jay was overzealous with the tractor and ripping out saplings from the edge of the property, and that's where the invisible fence is. So we were fortunate that our property came with the invisible fence and several collars for our dogs, and we've been very fortunate that the dogs listen to the fence and stay inside. But so anyway, so I wrote a story about fences, and which I write about anything, and I also put my top 8, I believe, fence category recommendations for local contractors. And these come from either companies I've used or that have been highly recommended by multiple other people. So if you have a category, if you think there's a category I don't yet have that I should have that's house related, or if you are on my recommended professionals page and there's someone that you really think, and you cannot nominate yourself, then I'm always open to hearing that. So that was a lot about that. You will see on my Google review, I just try to do, I'm all about my Google reviews, and I would love to hit 100. This month I got a Google review from somebody that I notarized something for. So I guess I would say is if there's something I've helped you with, even if it's not housing related, feel free, write a Google review. You could just search my name. And over on the right side, you'll see on your computer, you'll see my Google business page, and you just click write a review. I love that the person who I notarized for wrote a review. And if you need a notary, I don't charge. I don't want to notarize like your entire real estate documents, but for simple notarizing, I'm happy to do that. So just be in touch for that. Let's see. What else do I have to say? Let's see. Okay. Here's something. St. Anthony, please come around. I have lost my Invisalign retainer and it cannot be found. So we all have things we know of, and then somebody else will say, what is that? So I read a little story about St. Anthony, and St. Anthony is what I've just always known as like the patron saint of finding things. And St. Anthony has helped me find a lot of things. A little bit of a fail was, so I had Invisalign for about 1.5 years, and I won't show you any before pictures, but my teeth were doing very strange things. So I had a little bit of a dental surgery procedure and 1.5 years of Invisalign. So when you do that, you switch it out every week or 10 days. And so these little invisible trays are pretty disposable for the first 108 of them. But then in the end, you get a permanent retainer, which is what this is. See, it's invisible. And the problem was I didn't use the case like a 14-year-old, but I didn't have to tell my mother because I paid for it myself, and I'm not 14. So thanks to Jay for scouring my friend Bunny's lawn, where I was pretty sure I lost my Invisalign retainer, but also St. Anthony could not help me find it because it's actually invisible. So I needed to buy another one. Next up, I have my new business profile, and it is Annie Faiola of Faiola Management Services. And Annie is a bookkeeping guru working on her CPA, also a yoga instructor, and I asked her to work with me to write a story promoting her 2 businesses. And Annie, fun fact, was the buyer on one of my first 3 listings, and that's a very scary time when you're brand new in real estate. And she was great, and I've just been friendly with her since, so I'm very happy to promote her business. My daughter got pulled over because she missed getting her car inspected. And it was a Sunday, and she was on her way to her kickball league. And I said, let me check the internet and see if there's anywhere open on Sundays. And then I found out that the RMV has a resource that you can filter for inspection stations throughout the state. And fun fact, not a lot of them are open on Sundays, but I have a story there, and you can research, wherever you are. And we all probably have our own favorite place where we go, but sometimes you need, you're further away, and you might need that as a resource. Then I have a Lifetime of Clutter. Every month I do something about that. Textiles. Now, I'm recording this on a Friday, and Sunday Princeton has the Princeton EAC has a textile collection. So if you have textiles to get rid of, I would say get right on it. But also it talks about things that you can't just throw textiles away anymore. Those days are gone. But anyway, I actually had a little intervention, a sheet intervention with myself, by myself, and at myself on the dining room table because I have way too many pillowcases and sheets that half of them go missing, and so I just put it together and now have some organization in the sheets, and I'm going to donate 7 million pillowcases to somewhere other than my dining room table. Reminder that my son Adam is involved in the STEM Exploratory Day at WPI, which is in May. So if you know anybody considering a STEM career or STEM education, it's a free event. I believe you need to sign up ahead of time, but I have a link for that. Central Mass real estate market. I have so many things to say about the real estate market this month. And of course, I don't have it on my little teleprompter here, which is really just my newsletter that I have in front of me on a different screen. But I would say that right now, Jay said I'm busier now than I ever have been. And I don't like the word busy because it just seems like a wheel spinning kind of thing. But productive, I feel like I've been very productive. I'm pretty nonstop right now. I actually have 8 open houses this weekend, which is quite painful since I have a family obligation tomorrow. So all day. So I have many people helping me tomorrow, but I have open houses, which by the time you see this, you might already have plans for tomorrow, but I have 98 East Road in Westminster. I have 23 Fenno Drive in Westminster. I have 38 Noel Drive in Ashburnham, and that is 331, that is 7. Oh my goodness, Roberts Way, new construction. Sorry, I forgot because the buyers lost their financing. We had it all ready to go, and the buyers were not able to sell their house. So for tomorrow, Saturday, you can always just text me if you don't know where my open houses are. You can go online. But anyway, so there's 3 in Westminster, 1 in Ashburnham tomorrow, and then Sunday. 38 Noel Drive in Ashburnham and 23 Fenno in Westminster. So when houses are priced properly, aggressively marketed, strategically, all the things, they sell pretty quickly. And I'm very happy that as many sellers want to work with me as do. And I'm working with downsizers and upsizers and people who moved here during COVID and now they need to move again. Multi-generational buyers. I've got several listings coming up, a couple in Princeton, a couple in Westminster. Just the activity is constant. The market is moving when the price is right. If you're not interested in pricing your house right, then it will sit. That's the truth of it. But a lot of things going on in the real estate market right now. But read the story and let me know if you have any questions. I talked about the fence company. Oh, here I am on video, right? But I never thought I would see myself on casual videos, and I just get a lot of good feedback. I'm pretty unfiltered, unscripted. I don't practice ahead of time. I might start it and go like blah, 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 and then feel stupid and start it over again. But gone are the days where I have 28 takes on something. So I pretty much just walk around the downtowns. I walk around the sometimes it's in the listing, sometimes it's down Main Street, sometimes it's on the street. This week I did one for 23 Fenno Drive, and I just kept getting greeted by dogs, and that's pretty amazing. If you are curious what your house is worth, no pressure from me. I'm just happy to do the research. No one will ever know you reached out to me. I'm just happy to help with that. I've got a lot of resource stories because we're ramping up into the good weather. So Central Mass farmers markets, I've got a list of those by town. I've got Central Mass trails, hiking, biking, and accessible trails. Central Mass townwide yard sales. That's cool. Oh wait, I wanted to say, and I'm going to write a story about this next month. If you see any 12:1 or 1/12 scale dollhouse furniture, I am 56 years old and I have dollhouses, and I'll write a story about that next month. But sometimes you come across things at yard sales or consignment shops or whatever like that. I don't. I have a few dollhouses, and I'm working on one right now. It's on the dining room table being painted. So if you see dollhouse stuff, just text me, 978-870-9260. I've literally seen dollhouse furniture, accessories like on the side of the road before. So if you see it, text me. The answer is probably yes, as long as the scale is right. But if you see something that's for sale or at an auction or anything like that, please, please, please. Bargain, DCR Lifetime Senior Parking Pass. I do post about this every year, but we have for $10, because Jay is over 62, just a minute or two over, but for $10, we have a lifetime placard for the car that we can get into any Massachusetts DCR facility, so any state park, things like that. Resource stories, I have about 70 of them, so I just listed 4 that I republished today, but going forward, you can always just search my website, go onto jenshenk.com, and just search whatever you might be curious about, and I might have a resource story about it, whether it's municipal or restaurants or things like that. And if I am missing a category or there's a resource story that you'd like me to write about, just let me know. My Google reviews I talked about. Popular from last month was the Crumbling Concrete Foundations, and Growing Your Business, Let's Do This Together. So I've got a great office in Westminster, and it's wide open, and I can use it. So if there's some kind of like class or expert thing, like if you want someone to teach us Canva or how to make a Google business page, or just like something that somebody local may have the expertise in, I'm happy to try to coordinate and get someone to come in and teach us something for free. I just need it to be more than like me and one other person. So if there's something that you think that I could possibly find a resource for, I'm happy to use my office at 107 Main Street for exactly that. So I've got a great listing at 23 Fenno Drive in Westminster. That's such a cute neighborhood. It's Westminster's original executive neighborhood. Then I have 38 Noel Drive in Ashburnham, and that is a wonderfully maintained home. And it's right across from association-owned land for the Far Hills Association, which is amazing beach access. Bring your kayaks. This is walk right across the street. 98 East Road is a 2019 build, and those sellers are relocating. And then I've got the beautiful new construction at 2 Roberts Way. You can set your GPS to 341 South Ashburnham Road in Westminster until Roberts Way is recognized on Google Maps. I've got several listings under agreement, a few sales in the past few weeks that have really meant a lot to me as far as just really helping people to get from where they are to where they'd like to be or where they need to be. I think that's about it. So if there's anything I can help with, whether it's house related or just general resource related, I just really love to connect with people. And I would say, if it's not your time to buy or sell, that's okay. If you could just do me a favor and either write a Google review or subscribe to my YouTube channel, which I really thought I would never imagine myself saying that, but I now have a YouTube channel that's very casual, unscripted. It includes my listing videos. It includes my walkthroughs, my casual walkthroughs. And if you know someone looking in the area and they haven't chosen like their town yet, a tour through my YouTube channel will introduce them to any towns. As I have listings in a town, I do a walkthrough of the town. So if I can help with anything, just reach out. Very easy to find, 978-870-9260. And I hope you have a great month, and I will come up with some more fun stories for next month.